Today is about boldly living a new story. Yeah, and boldly, to do it boldly. And so the question comes, what stories about our individual and collective past do we continue to tell? And I don't mean for historical content. I'm not talking about that. But what stories do we individually in our own lives and collectively continue to tell? Over and over and over and over and and over again, right? And if we're honest with ourselves about these stories, do we know that a lot of them, many of them perhaps, are not life-affirming stories? Okay, so these are the stories I'm talking about. They're not life-affirming. They're not affirming the good of our life. They're not affirming the joy of our life. They're not affirming the boundless love of our life. They're not affirming the creativity of our life. They're not affirming the abundance of our life. And those stories lie within us. Do you have any of those? Okay, I see a few hands. I can see you on live stream too. I do. You can't get away. And these non-affirming stories that are residing outside of us too. And many of these stories can start pretty young in our life, can't they? Within and without. So, what if today we were here and we were willing to commit to change the narrative of these stories? Tracy says yes. Right? To change the narrative of these stories. And imagine that on this day we're going to be so bold as to truly embody spiritual principles as the author and not precedent. So anything that's come before us, right? Because in Science of Mind, we believe in the one infinite reality, and it's both transcendent and it's immanent, and that each of us are spiritual beings. The kingdom of heaven is within. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, having a human experience. Now, I affirm to be that spiritual being living in a spiritual universe, having a spiritual experience. Yeah, but I'm not quite there yet, so I'm still working on it. Don't put me up on some platform. I will fall off, right? But that's what we're really here to do, because it's our true nature. This is who we are. As we prayed in that beautiful prayer by Anita. So we are of God, we are of spirit, and we're not subject to the limitations of this material world. That's transcendent. We're not subject to the limitations of this material world, and we are part of that which sustains the universe, and this is our true nature. And it's worth repeating over and over and over again.